into Comey's shoes and recreate those magical moments. And how does Comey feel about it? Do you know?
I do. He's a complicated character in very difficult circumstances. That's the first thing you learn. I mean, basically all we knew about him was what we saw on social media. And a lot of us in October 2016, when the investigation was reopened, it was, what is he thinking? My God. And then the movie shows you what he was thinking. He shows you how he was so often between a rock and a hard place. He was trying to do the right thing. And as one person says in the movie, Jim thinks being right will save him. And in the old days, you know, Joy, that used to save you. Barry Goldwater, the Republicans, waited and waited and waited during Watergate. And when Nixon broke the law, Barry and the Republicans marched up to the White House and said, Mr. Nixon, you have to resign, Mr. President. And we don't have that now. We don't have that respect for the rule of law. And so in a lot of ways, Jim was one of the early ones to hang on to something bigger than us, which is the rule of law.
Jeff, did you have any hesitation?
To think that I didn't. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
Joy Behar, you do it. What do you need to ask? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, to think that I couldn't stand Barry Goldwater. Now I think he's great.
Well,
go ahead, Sarah.
The times they are changing, yeah.
Jeff, did you have any hesitations about releasing something so politically charged, focused on the sitting president in the throes of the election?
No, I wanted this, and I think everyone involved, including many at Showtime and CBS, wanted this to be part of the national conversation. If you pay attention at all politically, and not everyone does, you realize what's going on. And this is the time for everyone to be more informed than we were in October of 2016. The Comey rule will help that. It certainly will be aimed at that 20% in the middle if they still exist. And it's a great contrast between someone who is trying to live in a way that is honest, decent, fair, and true, and someone who is the opposite of that.
Well, I just loved the series. I actually wanted more. I saw it last night. But Jim Comey managed to become both a hero and public enemy #1 to people on both sides of the aisle in 2016. And in the series, he's described as a showboat. How did Jim react to the series?
He will disagree with the showboat thing, and I looked for it. And what I think might be interpreted as showboating or being self-righteous was someone who believed in something that was bigger than he was, and you should too. Rule of law, justice, truth, the institutions that make up America, and the integrity of the FBI. Those are all like a religion. They're bigger than he is. And if that came off as being